Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm in the hay and straw barn, and I was actually just thinking it'd be really cool if we could climb up there, but apparently we can't climb up there. I have tried to get up that ladder, it doesn't work. Once again, I'm disappointed. My life is feeling unfulfilled. However, we do have quite a lot of eggs here, so I'm going to gather those up first thing this morning. And then on our way up to field 1, because I'm hoping to harvest that one today, we've got some of our crops ready to harvest over there on field 12. But the rest of it isn't ready, so we're going to wait until all of it is ready before we break out our brand shiny new combine and really get going with that one. So we'll do some practice harvesting up on field 1 first. Possibly even another little job or two elsewhere up there, I'm not quite sure yet. At the moment we're doing very well for money, because I've been doing a few extra jobs here and there, and I did like the harvesting job over on field 5 over there. Money is doing alright. We don't seem to have any troubles. We'll be able to buy field 1, and we'll quite possibly be able to buy field 6 at the same time. After that, I don't really know. We're going to have to save up another nearly $400,000 in order to be able to buy a forager before we can do the poplars, which is the real reason that we were buying field 1 in the first place. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now, my weekly question: which planter would you like me to buy? Now then, we have a few available. I decided to give you quite a selection this time. This is to go on our Challenger, that huge, great big monstrous tractor that we bought that cost us $500,000. So we have the 6-meter direct drill Vardestad. We have the 9-meter Horsch direct drill. We have the 12-meter Lemkin drill. And finally, we have the Amazon 15-meter drill. Now, these two are not direct drills, but they are considerably larger than the other ones. So, well, actually, no, they all go up in, it goes up in 3-meter increments, doesn't it? So we've got 6, we've got 9, we've got 12, and we've got 15. So head into the comment section down below and let us know which one you want, and click on the little card that should have come up here and cast your vote. Let us know which one you want. It's your vote. It's your game. Now then, I am going to go up to field 1, but we're going to take the scenic route, I think. Let's pull out of there. And, oh, a brand new truck as well, isn't it? We did only just buy this one. He rocks slightly, I've noticed, in this map. And that's, I think that's the ground response mod. Because I don't get this slight rocking motion when I'm driving it around in the regular Let's Play. No, in the time-lapse series, sorry, because I don't use a ground response mod on there, because when you time-lapse a vehicle on the ground response, it just looks like it's having a seizure, and I didn't really want to do that for all of it. So this field here, this one costs 46,000. We might buy it at some point. We're not going to buy it yet. I did spend 40,000 unnecessarily on this vehicle, so I need to sort of save my unnecessary 40,000s for a little while at least, until we've gotten a little bit more money. I suppose technically I'm not sure. Here in the UK I could have pulled out then, because that one had given way to me. It was out in the next lane. Not really sure what the US road laws would have to say about that. Right now I'm definitely speeding regardless of which country I'm in, so I ought to slow down just a tickle. There we go, if we come down like that. And let's bring up the map. Now, where do I sell eggs? I'm driving this way. Doesn't actually show us on the map where we can sell it. I'm sure there was somewhere around here that we could sell eggs. Let me try this. Is this one got it? No. Right, well, there's the chickens. You've got these sell points here. I'm sure that we can sell eggs around here somewhere. Right, let's take a drive around town and see if we can find somewhere that will buy our eggs. Because I've got eggs, I need to sell them. Come on. Someone here in the town must want to buy some eggs. No, you only want to buy wool. Although you do have a basketball board there, and I happen to know there's a basketball over there somewhere. I'll be back. Diner, would you buy my eggs? I have nice fresh eggs. You can sell them to your customers. You'd think they were wonderful. Really? You're a diner. Surely you serve eggs. Apparently we're closed for business. I knew there was a basketball here somewhere, so let's carefully take this one and we'll put it into the truck. Hopefully it's not going to fall. There we go. I'm going to get another one just in case. I'm going to steal everybody's basketballs. Drop that one in there, and we're going to go and play basketball in a different court. Now, where can I sell my eggs? Ooh, what's that? Oh no, that's a field thing. Is it over there somewhere? There must be somewhere that we can sell eggs. I have found it at last. And it's not even marked on the map. I'm very disappointed in the map, really. But if you have a look at this one, ooh, we can't actually go that way. Can I jump up on here? I want to see if I can, like, scramble up over. Ooh, Nelly. Is it going to let me through? No. I'm pretty sure there's a whole load of shops on the other side. So, if you are carrying chicken eggs, you can sell them here by simply walking into the symbol. I want to know who's buying my eggs. I have standards to set. You know, it's not just anybody that can buy my eggs. I like them to be, you know, only taken to, what's this, Vintage Visuals, the Stanley Cakery, Leland's Hardware, and Waffles. It's the waffle shop. Selling my eggs to a waffle shop. I was expecting, you know, something a bit better. I have organic free-range eggs, people. Actually, no, that's the waffle shop. I'm selling my eggs to a hardware store. Well, he gave me $1,000 for my eggs, so I can't really complain too loudly. $1,000 for some eggs? That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all, really. Yeah. Anyway, we have work to do, so we need to get up to field 1. Oh, no. Before we do that, we have something much more important to do. We have a basketball court to try out. And yes, I am driving up on the pavement. There is the basketball hoop. And we've already played basketball down on the other court, but we haven't tried playing basketball on this court. Although it would help if I could actually pick up the basketball. Come back. There we go. Right, now then. Can I play basketball? Apparently not. Maybe it'd be better if I actually threw the basketball. So let's try this again. That's better. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close. Come on, let's try this again. Okay. We can do this. Right, I want to raise it up slightly and throw. Oh! No! Don't get stuck! Oh, I used to hate it when that happened. See? There we go. Right, I've thrown it out. This basketball doesn't bounce very well. I have noticed that. It's like it's been filled with lead or something. Right, so I was too high that time. I went right over. So let's... Go on! Yes! Right. Let's take the other one with us. We can always play a bit of basketball up in the field 1 if we want to. I'm sure there's somewhere that we could play basketball up there. If nothing else, we could just throw the ball off the bluff up the top. Purely because it's fun. We will return it. Don't worry, we'll return it at the end of the day. It's just that we're borrowing it for some fun and hijinks. That sort of thing. I will meet you at field 1. The speed we're driving, we may not even get to field 1 intact. But at least we'll have fun trying to get there. I was going to say at least we'll have fun getting there, but no, we may not even get there. You should always drive sensibly. Don't do what I do. Don't do what I do, ladies and gentlemen. Do what I say. I tell my children the same thing, and they don't buy it either. So yeah. Right. Well, we've still got the basketball, and I did want to try chucking it off the top here somewhere, because this is something I've not actually done, and I feel like just having, you know, we've got a harvest coming up, and then we've got planting after that, and we've got so much to do, so many serious tasks up ahead of us, that occasionally it's nice just to let loose and have a little bit of fun. So, off of here. Ooh, drop my basketball. Now then, I'm tempted to lob it into the water here, but then I'd never get it back. But I've never actually chucked anything into the water. I like to throw it off the top. That's what I'd really like to do, is I'd like to bring it over here, and I would like to throw it right off the top of here. Now then, I need to do this very, very carefully. I want to put it down there, so I'll just drop it, and hopefully it won't roll too far. Stop. There we go. We do have another one here, so we can at least... Oh, actually, let's leave... Ooh. Let's get the lantern here, and we'll throw this into the water over the other side so that we can see what happens when we throw something into the water. Well, apparently it didn't like that. Apparently it doesn't like the idea of being thrown into the water. It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't seem to like that at all. Perhaps if I throw it from a height. Throw. Nope. Now it's gone through the floor. Okay, so it really doesn't like the idea of being chucked into there. Can I pick up a chair? Yes, I can pick up. And we can put it over this barrier here. So we know that that works. So I'll put that down there. And I will climb out over. We're going to... First of all, we're going to drop a chair down. Right, well, that works okay. So we have now the ultimate test. Now, don't drop it. We've got to be very, very careful. We want to do this right. Come over to the edge. I don't want to fall off, but I want to be able to throw it. I want to throw it as far as I can. Boom! And... oh, well, we made it down into... I think we made it into the car park way down below. But we certainly didn't make it as far as the river. You know what? That wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Oh, well. Right, we need to get back to work. We've had enough hijinks and merriment and playing around. Oh, hang on. Just a minute. We have another light. Still won't let us throw things in the water. What's wrong with throwing things in the water? Learn to have a little fun, people. Right, so it's not working there, but... oh, maybe we can... can I put it up on there? Right, I can chuck it up over the top. So we... ooh, a bicycle. Okay, let's see if we can throw a bicycle in here. I'm sure there is a way that we can get something into this water. Is there... oh, it won't even let me go in the water. Right, you can't get in there. I'm guessing it's because you would get physically stuck if you tried to go in, and so it doesn't like it. So the game is not going to let you do it in order to protect you. So it's for your own safety, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that seems to work. I'm wondering if we'd put the basketball here, if it would just rolled right down into the river. Anyway, we really have done enough playing around, and I will replace the bicycle. I know I've just picked up some poor innocent workman's bicycle, and I've thrown it off the top of a cliff. It's not the way to behave. That's not the way to behave at all. So I will pay for a new bike. I don't really know what came over me. It's not the sort of thing I would normally do. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. Is that any kind of defensible argument? I don't think it is, really, to be honest. Anyway, right, let's stop and let's get going. So we've got a harvest to get underway, and how much are we going to get for it? So we are, it's a 1 hour harvest. We're being offered 21,000. I think that we've got this job and we've got one more, and we'll get the maximum discount on this field. So we could very well end up buying this field before the end of the week. I'm not quite sure. We will be doing this particular harvest for the rest of this episode. I will probably start this one with you guys and then finish it in my own time. I'm not quite sure yet. I might actually let you see the final finish, the last bit of it. We'll see. Now then, carefully line up. Someone inconsiderately went and grew a tree right behind me, so we're having a little bit more manoeuvring than usual. There we go. Right, we get that one hooked on and unfold the combine. Beautiful. I've never actually used a combine or seen one used that has got this folding spout on it, because obviously the combines that I've used would have had shorter headers, which is why, I mean, I say obviously, that's the reason, is because they're generally coupled with combines that have got much longer headers on them. I want that one started up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one slice along this top end of the field, and then I'm going to do another slice along the bottom end of the field, and then we're going to start using the GPS system, and that is what we're going to use to finish the field with. So we'll come on down this side, and this is a shorter header than we would normally use. Let's come into cab and see how it's looking. It does actually look quite good. We can sort of judge fairly well on this one, actually. I'm quite impressed with that. The Draper header is a lot harder to judge because it's so much wider. I'm not sure what this particular header is. I think this is a 35-foot one. The Draper header is a 45-foot header. And it is more difficult to judge. I do find that some combines are easier than others. Partly also because the actual combine itself, the cab on the machine, is lower down. So when you're on a smaller combine, you're nearer the crop, and so it's harder to sort of get your eye in from inside the cab. But the moment we seem to be doing okay. I'm drifting a little bit towards the left there at the moment, but we can soon correct that. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. We seem to be doing well. This is a good start. And just come out of cab. And yes, actually, if you look back through, we did do alright. Yeah, there's a bit of a dip in the middle there. We'll ignore that bit, and we'll pretend that I have done alright with this particular pass across the field. Now, if I get the GPS system set up now, so that we can head off down across the field, we'll do another pass down the other end. So I turn the GPS on, and I will auto-width it, so it goes to 12.2 metres. I'm not sure what the actual meterage of this header is. Sometimes it doesn't get it quite right, and then other times it appears to have got it wrong when in actual fact it got it right anyway. But I don't think this is one of those times. I think we'll be able to turn on the spot with this one, so we won't have to leave gaps. I do prefer it if we can do that. It does seem to be more efficient if you can come back on the very next pass on the field. But the GPS is going to guide us up across, so we should have an absolutely dead straight line on the crop this time. And someone did give me a really cool tip on this, actually. I thought that was it's an excellent idea. If you get a tractor with a baler and you put them behind your combine on a hired field, on a mission job like this, say we were doing wheat here, you get a tractor with a baler and you set the combine up, then you get into the tractor with the baler. You obviously got to make sure it's close enough to the field so that you don't you lose emission or anything. Then you get that tractor onto follow me. Can you actually get out of the combine? That's one thing I'm not quite sure about, because I've never actually tried. I'm not going to try it now because we're already in, but I might actually try that in between episodes. I'll let you know next time, but I'm pretty sure you can. So yeah, you set the tractor up on with follow me behind the combine, and it goes round and it bales up all the straw on the other person's field, and then afterwards you come in, you can pick up all the bales and you can take them away and you can sell them. Which I thought was a really, really neat idea, actually, because you don't do anything with the straw on any of the missions. So yeah, I was really impressed with that idea. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea. So much so that I might actually try it at some point. I'm not quite sure when. It probably won't be on this map. But I am sorely tempted. I know that we're going to be getting a square baler on Sosnovka map, so maybe we'll try it on there just to see if it does actually work or not. Now, can we come back around? Yes, we can. We're going to stop, actually, because we want to do another line along the end of the field. Just bring it back round, and I will lift the header. There you go. I'll put the header back down again. You just come up and take in that little bit there. Lift again. And right, now if we take this slice up across here, we can then come back down and we can start moving up and down the field. Right, there's the end of the field now. If I just engage a GPS, if I sit the combine right here and engage a GPS, we'll see how much is going to be overlapping just on this end. It doesn't look like it's trying to turn sharp. I'll drop it down. That's actually not too bad, because, I mean, you don't actually complete the entire field. You always leave a little tiny bit. So that little bit there is probably going to be okay. What we do need to do now, though, is we'll go to this bit. We need to change that one round to go the other way, like that. If I was to click that one again, by the way, it would turn the combine right now, halfway up across the field. It's a handy little trick with the GPS when you're working a field that isn't a perfect rectangle, and you're working up the edges. You can use it to turn the machine whenever you want. So it is quite a handy little thing to have. The other one that we want is this one, and we want to turn a little bit sooner so that we're not going right out over the edge of the field when we come to turn. And so I'm going to turn this one up to... I generally do it about 5 on that. Oh, hang on, what was that? That was a great demand on something, but I missed what it was. There we go. Right, so that is the GPS. That's all set up. That should be ready to go. If I press escape... Well, actually, it's going to slow it down. We'll bring the map up. We can at least have a look. Right Agribusiness has got something, and Denton Bakery has got something. Alright, we will bring this one up. We quickly go over. Denton Bakery is sugar beet, and Right Agribusiness is wheat. $779 a ton for wheat. I tell you what, it might actually be worth considering selling there. I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be running for, though. Right, we'll come up to the end of the row here, and I'll have a look in a minute and we'll see. We're just going to turn now, and then I'll do a little bit more of the field and we'll see how we're doing with it. So we'll just see where we're going to turn now. I'm not going to lift the header, I'm just going to see where it is. I actually liked, when I was combining myself, I did prefer being able to turn without lifting the header. That's why I quite liked doing oilseed rape, or canola as some of you know it as, because you didn't actually need to lift the header. You ran it quite a bit higher than you would normally, and you didn't have straw out, so you just left the header right where it was. You just kept driving around the field. It was really easy to harvest, this stuff was. It really was. Well, our harvest is coming along quite nicely. I was just admiring this header that we've got, and this one's actually a lot more similar to the one that I used to use compared to a lot of the other headers. I've noticed that several of them, when we start doing any canola, the header actually changes. It seems to get this whole extra piece put on all along the front, which goes out to the same goes out to like the same depth as the knives on the side here. These are we always call these rapeseed knives, and we would put these on. We'd actually only have one on this side, because normally when you're driving a combine, you cut the field into sections and then you cut it up and down so that this side of the header is in the crop, and then this side of the header is not in the crop. And a lot of, especially older headers, well, narrower headers I should say, they have all of the gearing on this side. So this is actually a wider part. The edge of the header on this side is actually wider than it is over on this side, and so you do actually damage a little bit of the crop if you drive with it going the other way. You would normally drive with it facing this way, and then you would go up and you would go down the other side of the field, or cut a path down through the middle. And when you were cutting a path, you would make sure that you put that side of the header there with the wide gearing and that on it down through the tram line, so that you didn't destroy any of the crop. And so this side wouldn't normally have a rape knife on it. It would only be this side that would have the rapeseed knife. That's identical to the one that I used to use. So we would just have the knife running away on this side, and you wouldn't put anything extra on the front of the header. It would just be the normal header. But the other thing that we've had that I've noticed on here, you can't see it very well, but you see underneath there's like those black squares. Now I'm not sure if I'm actually looking at the right part, but right there it looks like it's got a handle on the back of it. I think those are like stone traps, and you'd pull them out, and that's where stones and that would gather inside there. And there's another one in here, right in the middle, just underneath the cab, sort of in front of it there. There's another stone trap there to stop stones going up into the drum. And so those stone traps, you would empty those if, just in case any stones have been picked up. Very rarely you'd find anything, but it was sort of part of daily maintenance on the combine. And then the other thing that we've got is just this side of that thing with a handle. I'll go around this side so you can see it. There we go. Just this side of that thing with the handle. If you can see right where my heads-up display is there, showing the fuel and everything, I'm just sort of trying to go underneath it. There's a little sort of pad right there. It's black in colour as well. That would have actually extended further out and gone underneath the combine, and it would have had a like a little flap that would just brush along the ground. And it's got one on the end, it's got one towards the middle down there, and it's got two on this side as well. And those would actually have been connected up to the auto contour system, and I'll show you that from inside the cab. On the joystick there, I was trying to zoom in on the joystick, but it won't let me. On the joystick there, you can manually lift the header, and you can tilt the table from one side to the other so that one side's higher than the other if you're going over uneven ground, or you can engage the auto combine, and the computer will do it for you. You can set a set height on the stubble, and it will do its best to try to level it all out for you as you go up and down the field. And unless you've got a particularly rough field, the auto contour works just fine. The only crop I ever went in that we couldn't use auto contour on was when we were harvesting peas. I've told you about them before, the ones that lie absolutely dead flat on the ground. You had to override the auto contour on that, but for the rest of it, it worked really well. Anyway, we've got more than half the field left, so I'm going to finish this one in my own time, and I will let you know first thing tomorrow just how much we've earned on this field. I can't show you my weekly question at the moment because I can't access the shop, but you've seen it at the beginning of the episode. The 4 seed drills that you've got to choose from are the Vardastad 6-metre seed drill, the Horsch 9-metre seed drill, the Lemkin 12-metre seed drill, or the Amazon 15-metre seed drill. Now, the Vardastad and the Horsch are both direct drill. The Lemkin and the Amazon are not direct drill, but they are considerably bigger. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section, let us know why you're voting for the one you're voting for, and mouse over in the top right hand corner of the screen. Click on the white circle with the eye in the middle to cast your vote. And I've got to say, I just did all of that from memory alone. I don't have it written down anywhere, and I'm a little bit impressed with myself, even if I do say so myself. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. I am going to go and finish this field, and I will tell you all about it first thing tomorrow. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.